Okay then everyone, so welcome back to a new video. Thank you for joining me, thank you for being a part of the journey. It honestly and really does mean the absolute world to me. And in today's video I wanted to do a bit of a different style, so not a vlog, not me cold calling or taking a video call or anything like that. I just wanted to talk to you about the things that school hasn't actually taught me about business and the things that I've learned just along the way, and a few other things that I've heard from some people but I haven't yet experienced, so maybe there will be things I'll experience in the future as well. But yeah, just to summarise the video at the beginning, if that makes sense, a bit of a weird thing I know, but it's just going to be all about the things that school hasn't taught me, the things that I think are important in terms of trying to grow a business, trying to maintain a business and all that kind of idea. So let's jump right in. To jump in with number one, this isn't something that I've actually experienced, but it is something I've heard from people and external sources. So the thing goes like this: it's if you know how to earn, it's completely useless if you can't keep it and grow it. And so I think that if many people experience an income growth, so they start a business or they start doing better for themselves, or maybe they start doing something else, like getting a better job and having more money coming in, I think the initial instinct, the initial thing that everyone wants to do is just spend that money instantly. But earning more is no good if you can't keep it or manage it well or invest it well, or whatever kind of your big goal, big play is. Earning without knowing how to manage your money properly, I think is going to be a really important thing. And I haven't really experienced that yet. I haven't made a single pound from the agency, so I haven't actually managed any business money at all, really, if I'm honest. But I think that's going to be an important thing going forward. And it's all about having the financial discipline before you have the financial success. So are you spending money on subscriptions you don't even use? Are you overspending on things that you just don't need in the business and things like that? So it's all about being disciplined and knowing what's going on in terms of the money in the business, the cash flows and everything like that. And cash flow can get a bit complicated, but just knowing the basics, like your profit for the month or your loss for the month or whatever the statistic is for you, it's really important to just understand what's going on, check your bank account every day, do all these things just so you can see the statements, what's going out, what's coming in, what's the biggest source, what's the biggest thing holding you back, and all that kind of idea. So being disciplined in terms of financials and knowing what's going on in terms of that is really important. I think it's going to be a really key thing moving forward, just to ensure that I actually know what's going on in my business. So the next key and important thing that I've heard and haven't yet experienced is that the value, that's the only way that financial transaction happens. You have to be someone who creates value, who gives value to a business, to a person, to someone trying to start something. And once again, it's not something that I've experienced now, but hopefully in the future with signing more potential clients, etc., that should be something that, I see come into practice. The next one's all about negotiation, not being aggressive. I think there's a lot of people that have this misconception that salespeople and people that cold call or people that try and hop onto video calls with people try and sell in this really aggressive way, and you must buy this, if you don't your life will be bad forever, and all these things. But I don't think that's the way to do it. Just be normal, just be relaxed, just be yourself on a sales call. Just communicate to the people in the way that you communicate to a friend that you're trying to help, because ultimately what you're trying to do is help them. You're not there to just take their money, leave them and abandon them and leave them with a rubbish service. The idea is that you're constantly trying to improve, trying to get better, whether it's optimizing ads or optimizing SEO or email marketing, testing what's working. Whatever you're doing, you should always put client satisfaction at the front and the main point of all of your work, because it's the most important thing. You wouldn't be in business if it wasn't for your clients. So treat them with the most respect possible and try your absolute best to get them the best results you possibly can. If you can't already tell, I'm super passionate about that idea. It's one that I really want to ingrain into the company moving forward into the future, and it's something I want to be known for, having the best client satisfaction rates that are out there, which is something that's really big to say, and it is a huge thing to say right now because we're not there currently. I'll be honest, we're really not. But with a bit of dedication, with a bit of hard work, hopefully we should be able to get there. The next one is all about opportunities coming from people and not from Google. Now, once again, it's not something I've really experienced, but apparently, and it seems to be the case, that if you have a good network, if you have good connections with people and that can help push you forward, and you're surrounded by the correct circle and the correct environment that encourages you to improve and get better, then that's something I think that I need to do moving forward, especially this year. I think it'd be great to network with some people, whether it's hopping onto video calls or actually meeting up with them. I'll film the process, I'll try and bring you along with me, but let me know if you'd like to see that as well. But I think building my network is an important part that I need to do moving forward. And you should do too if you're looking to grow and multiply the way that you can get across to different businesses. The next one is reliability, and this is, a really important part. And I know I've been talking everything about the way that I've experienced it and this kind of thing, but that's the only experience I have. I can't say that I've spoken to co-founders and founders of businesses and got their perspective, and that's why I can only provide you with my perspective and the way that I've seen things as I've tried to start my business and tried to grow it and do outreach and all of these things. So I hope you can see that's why the videos are the way they are, because that's the only perspective that I have. Of course, I watch videos every single day trying to gain a really good rounded business mindset and idea of what it's all about, and I think that I do have that. I really do. I've seen a lot of people. I know that you just have to keep working, use all the discipline you have and all that kind of thing, but the main reason why I'm talking to you in the style that I do, and not like I'm some expert, is because I'm not an expert. I'm just providing you with the things that I've seen, the things I've experienced, so hopefully that's something you can appreciate as part of the journey. And if you're trying to start something of your own, just go for it, just start documenting. It's the best thing, and it is honestly such a good thing to do. It's something I'm super passionate about and something I really care about. And so thank you all for being a part of it. But in terms of being reliable, if you're going to say to a potential client that you'll get the meta ads up and running that day, get them up and running that day. Now, if you come to account bans and issues that are out of your control, then that's something you can't help. You can't change if your ad account gets banned or if the ad doesn't publish properly or any of those circumstances. But generally speaking, if you say you're going to do something for a potential client especially, or a client especially, then make sure you get it done. Being reliable, being honest and open. If things aren't going the way you want them to, if the results aren't there, then tell your client that, tell your potential client that that's the case. Because yesterday evening, or 2 days ago actually, so 2 evenings ago, I had a video call with my potential client saying that the results aren't where we want them to be. So what's the plan moving forward? How are we going to adapt that and adjust that? And so that's all about being open, being honest if things aren't going well, so you can come up with a plan to move forward and make sure that they hopefully do go well in the future. Another thing linking back to network is that one conversation can completely change the trajectory of your life, of the business, whatever it is. So surrounding yourself with the correct people, maybe there'll be an opportunity there to become or for them to become a client of yours if you're talking to a correct business that's looking for your service or anything like this. So network, I think, can be a really important part, and something I'm trying to grow online, something I'm trying to go in person maybe in the future, this year especially. Hopefully we'll have a few meetups or something like that. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to see. And so yeah, one conversation can change the trajectory of your life is something I've heard. And so maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but there's only one way to find out. So I'm going to try and connect and network with as many people as I possibly can. The next one is something that I haven't really experienced, but I can definitely just see very clearly that it's the case. And that's that the biggest opportunities lie in the biggest problems. So if you've got a problem and there's a specific niche or industry that's experiencing this problem on a regular basis every single day, and it's extremely painful to them, and not painful in the sense that they've broken their leg or anything like that, but in terms of it stops the business running or stops the business growing, or any kind of painful situation that you can prevent. If you can make a solution for that problem, then that is something that has a lot of opportunity. And if you can actually solve this problem for this business and make them super satisfied, super happy with the thing that you've done for them, there's a huge amount of opportunity there. And that's something I'm trying to work on and trying to find out what's the biggest problem. How can I solve it in the most efficient way possible that no one's doing in that way right now? And I think that's where the challenge lies in trying to get clients at the moment, because everyone cold calls offering new clients and all these things. But if we make sure our service is absolutely exceptional and then we get a good reputation, the client acquisition process should hopefully be a lot, I don't want to say easier, but a lot more efficient and sustainable because we've already built up that reputation, because we have such a good service that our clients are super happy. And that's exactly where I'm looking to get to in the future. Whatever you focus on grows. So put your discipline, put all of your passion, your effort, your energy into the one thing if it's an online business. Care about it enough, actually want to grow it and watch it grow. So when you see all of these overnight successes on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, I can almost guarantee you every single time there's been hours and hours and hours of late nights, early mornings of deep work put into it. It's very rare that overnight success just happens. Someone starts a drop shipping store and they've already made £1 million, in 3-4 months. It's all about the consistency, all of the effort compounds over time. And this is something that I'm maybe starting to see actually working for me, because I've been doing outreach for 7-8 months and I hadn't signed a potential client. But just this month, about 2-3 weeks ago, I signed my very first potential client, and that's the client I'm looking to focus on and, work and grow and provide great results for. And so maybe that's the 7 or 8 months worth of outreach all to get this one potential client. And that's where the compounding is happening. It's all about putting the consistency, the discipline, actually caring about it, actually trying for it, and don't give up. Because when, you see these online success people and they've done it in 3-4 months, maybe 2, 3, 5 years before that, they were constantly trying things, constantly trying to improve themselves, get better at business and all of these things. So consistency really does compound, and maybe I'm starting to see the effects of it now. And if you're looking to start something, if you're thinking, yeah, but I don't want to do 7 or 8 months of outreach without signing any clients, maybe that won't be the case for you. But if it is the case for you, then you're just not cut out for it. You have to be disciplined and do things regardless of how you feel, if you think it's going to work, if it's not going to work. If it's a proven way, if it's something that is shown to work, then just do it. It is the only way to know. Just take action, just get started today. Just remember, the only way you fail is by giving up. It is literally impossible to fail if you don't give up, because if you give up on the journey, then you failed. But if you keep trying for 50 years and you still see no results, you're still trying, you still care about it, you're still putting passion and effort into it. So never ever give up on it. The next one is quite controversial. There's many entrepreneurs that say it's a good thing, many that say it's a bad thing, but it's all about the decision-making speed being there more so rather than you just being right. And I think a lot of people want to focus on being right or getting the perfect thing, but everyone says, and the big thing I've heard from quite a lot of entrepreneurs is that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. And that's all about just getting started, just putting it out. And I'm not saying you should provide a rubbish thing, but if you're overthinking everything, you're taking way too long to build a website, you're taking like 3-4 months to build a website, or 3-4 weeks to build a website, then just focus on the important things. Stop overthinking everything. Just get started with it, and the learning comes in the action as well. So as you take more action, you'll start to learn more and you will start to adapt and grow. So systems beating motivation is a really important and really crucial part that links to discipline as well. If you have these systems in place, and I don't mean AI automation or using Make.com or Zapier to make automations, that's not what I mean at all. What I mean is systems such as you're going to do outreach every single night. Systems such as you're going to send 30 Instagram DMs every single day, because when the motivation fades, when you don't feel like doing it on a certain day, if you have these systems in place and you do them regardless of how you feel, regardless of what you think, then these will ensure that the consistency's there, the discipline's there, and that's what really matters. Because your routines create the momentum required to get the results you're looking for. It's all in the routines, it's all in the habits, it's what you do every single day that compounds at trying to get towards where you want to get to, at trying to achieve a certain goal or achieve a business idea. But just remember to stay consistent with it all. Whatever you think of yourself will affect the way you behave. So if you think you're someone who's lazy, who can't start a business, then you'll start to act in those ways. You'll start to become lazy. You won't want to start a business. But if you have this shift in the way you think, the way you see things, that, you know what, why not? Why can't you start a business? Why can't you become successful in whatever way you see fit? If you change your thinking to that kind of mindset and you actually have a passion, you actually care about what it is that you're trying to do, then why can't you get there? And that's exactly the point that many entrepreneurs I've seen online have tried to make. And I think it's an important one. Thinking about who you see yourself as? Are you a hard worker? Are you someone who's going to put in discipline? Even if you're not doing it now, is it something you're going to be able to do in the future? Is it something you're looking to get towards? And if that's the case, then think about it and stop, saying to yourself that you're lazy, you can't start an online business. If you think those things, you'll act those things out. So don't think them. Think that you can start an online business. You are productive. You are someone who's disciplined. And watch yourself change with that. And so with all of that being said, that is pretty much the video. I thank you for watching and tuning into this video. Thank you for being a part of the journey. This stuff really does mean the absolute world to me. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit passionate about it all. And so I'll thank you all and leave it there. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time, and I'll catch you in the next one.